I love that.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that is so cool!
That was so good! For once. Okay, let's go.
Oh my god! It's what's it called?
Sorrow!
It's Sorrow, the boy.
He's so smeared.
Yeah, they did something so different this episode. So nice.
That's insane.
Oh, what
Holy
the fuck? What the hell?
Ah, and all the impact frames. Ooh, we're in for a treat.
A lot of FX.
Oh, look at that.
The lines.
Oh my god.
He's just flying.
Yeah. They're so scribbly.
This is like some truly Dragon Ball Z kind of shit.
Oh my
So dynamic, dude.
Oh my god, what?
Okay, I get why people wanted us to react to this. This is pretty pog.
It's so traditional inspired, all the
The thick lines.
yeah, the lines. So much power.
Definitely.
Extra large imperial flaming wings. Yep.
And all the like lined background, anime backgrounds.
Love the music too.
This
They've been
feels,
flying towards each other for like 10 minutes.
it's the Dragon Ball Z essence of fighting.
Pooh.
Oh, hell yeah. Damn.
He's been flying for like a while.
I told you it's Dragon Ball Z. This reminds me of Naruto. You know, the Utapum cubes.
Everything explodes.
Damn.
Holy shit, dude.
It's so rough.
It is.
I like it.
Damn.
That's nice compositing. It's very raw.
Nice.
Yummy.
This is so pretty. This has a completely different quality to it. So flat in a way, but also very three-dimensional.
This was very nice animation and also very nice angle.
Yes.
Hey.
Very nice.
Dude, the lines are so like...
It keeps moving. Like there's not one still frame.
It reminds me of the Jujutsu Kaisen opening. Oh, so nice because it feels so graspable.
The effects are just everywhere.
Yeah, it's so 3D.
Oh, lovely. The
Impact frame.
Oh, this is so pretty.
I like this so much.
So nice.
Whoever did the impact frames must have been a field trip. Just
There's just nothing more like satisfying than after a huge long arc
Of
that,
fighting.
yes, that 2 minutes of finally.
of budget.
Yes.
We just watched episode 1062 of One Piece, which shows Zoro versus King and Sanji versus Queen. The episode was directed and storyboarded by Ryosuke Tanaka. We got a heck ton of requests to look at this. Like hundreds of comments to be like, look at this episode. So yeah, here we are.
I feel like I've heard of it on Twitter.
Oh yeah, my Twitter is full with it. It's always funny when people comment under our videos and it's like, have you checked out this? It's like my Twitter is full.
I've heard.
It's just animation stuff. We have some Sakuga frames.
This frame of Zoro.
It's
insane.
lovely.
Yeah.
Wow, they're so
That's
cool.
I learned, I think a week ago, in the Japanese anime industry, usually you have a keyframe animator and he usually draws on white paper, and then you have an episode director, and then there's a director that takes care of storyboard and whatever. So there's people that have different responsibilities, and then they draw over your frames on different paper. So yellow might be the director for corrections, and then pink might be, the character designer. And it's very interesting how like the pipeline works.
Yo.
To make all of this so readable too. That's incredible.
So much like line mileage everywhere. Like the little scratches on his face.
It's so clean.
I love that it's so 3D.
I wonder if they had 3D layouting done for it, just because I know that Mappa uses a lot of 3D layouting. This has a very solid drawing kind of feeling while still being very loose with its motion.
Man, if my movie looked half as good, you know?
It does.
That's so many like
The cameras in the back.
like framings.
Wow.
The planning for that kind of shots, I don't like doing it. It's really hard.
Yeah, it's a crazy collaboration between the layout artist, the compositor, and then the rough animator. Crazy.
It's incredible that like even when it's not colored, you can tell what's going on. Like that is a feat.
And every single object has its own little timing.
But the level of understanding you must have for this to work
Yeah.
without someone fucking it up in the middle is crazy.
Definitely. Animation industry is such a collaborative environment.
The number of misunderstandings you can have. You're like, oh, this is pretty clear. No.
No.
These are so nice.
He just distorts and wobbles.
But he still moves so
I
consistently.
mean, but like, listen, this is a sword, right? Does this shape remind you of a sword? No, but it is,
Lightsabers.
and it works.
It's very rough. I think it really works because the liners are very clean anyway.
Yeah, it has the charm of a pencil test.
Yes.
I especially like how he's highlighted with these green lines, very much going into the opposite direction of all of the debris.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that is so cool!
The power this man holds.
Oh, that was a very nice effect,
It
no?
was so fast.
Like the little wrap here.
Of the rubble, that's lovely.
This adds so much more impact and he can actually jump from here to here without a problem.
Yeah.
Because you have that motion that indicates that
It's gonna be fast, yeah.
This is such a nice frame.
I love when lines do this.
Oh yeah, me too.
Like when they're a bit more thick and then they get thin and a bit more thick and then they get thin, but like in an organic way.
It goes from so loose to having such clean lines. This is so solid. And then the beautiful Wano style of having these line thicknesses. Somebody in our comments said that apparently that's composited.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Especially because it would add so much time if a cleanup artist actually had to go like this.
Everything around is like high detail, right? But then the teeth and the mouth is only yellow and red with
Like
a little
solid,
bit of a
yeah.
gradient. So it's like we look here.
A lot of effects,
He-
animation.
He's doing a Beyblade.
Shout out to Sonic. Oh, that's so pretty.
I love that they went to black and color. It's so graphic.
This is all on ones.
Holy shit.
One.
Damn. Animation on ones.
Always very expensive and a lot of effort. Usually like in an impact scene, as long as you get the impression of the impact, you don't need more frames. Like you can do it with less work, but them doing it on ones, it's just like, okay, they went all out. It's like usually you put ones where they are most efficient for how much they cost. And usually that's not impact frames.
Actually, I think I'm gonna take inspiration from that. Making an impact frame with no saturation and then switching to saturation for the impact. One thing I learned during my apprenticeship before I learned animation is that to pull focus in an image, you want to create contrast. So if you have something that is very vibrant in the middle of the image, in photo editing, you might want to make the edges a bit less saturated. Or if it's really clear and sharp, you want to make the edges defocused. Or if the object is really bright, you want to make the edges darker, you know?
Yeah.
Like just to create that focus. It's the same concept here, but applied to animation. And that's really cool.
I love how thick the lines are. Like I love how
This is your favorite cleanup method.
He just switches from being very scribbly to actually being pretty clean.
Yeah.
And it still works. I love his hair.
Because we're used to close-up being more detailed, so...
And again, like from close up to out, and then from out to close up. Also, this is like my favorite shot. What the hell? They're at the point where they're so powered up and fired up that they're literally just becoming energy.
When the atoms in your body struggle to keep up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to remain.
It's like they're almost falling apart.
Wow, that's so pretty.
This is amazing.
This feels like a marker.
It feels like something that could come out of the manga.
It's really scribbly and it feels like really experimental. Kind of like the animation you would find in Mob Psycho. It's super nice one. I love it when animators have.
I would say it sums it up very well by saying that it is a very loosely animated, but it's always moving. So it's a lot of effort. Even though it looks a bit messily drawn, it's like a lot of work put into it.
It also just showcases the talent of the people who work on this show. Sure, maybe then the rest of the episode kind of suffers from the production because it's like, well, all of our budget just got blown away. But at least they give them the chance to do that rather than be like, no, we have to make it as cheap as possible. We cannot invest in anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like when you let the artists do their thing as well as they can without restricting them, then it's always like the payoff is always going to be worth it. It's also like nice how it zooms out just before they like hit each other.
But
Like,
then you can show the massive impact that they have.
Somebody had to come up with this camera movement without, like sometimes without using a 3D camera.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's so hard. Like if you have a piece of paper, you need to understand that if I draw a character here and then I draw it really big here, what movement the camera just made, right? And that's probably one of the hardest things to do in 2D.
For effect as well, it seems like a lot of time you have a blank paper and you're like, so the effect must go there and there. It's really hard.
And that's why so many 2D studios now rely on CG to do layouting. It's because it's faster, and maybe 1 in 1,000 animators can actually do that really, really well. It's just really difficult. Yeah.
There he is, my king. Love him.
I just really like effects animation. What can I say? This is really pretty and it's comped very well. In general, I think Sanji's part has a bit more of a compositing touch to it than Zoro's part. Zoro's part is very much on the, like, focus on the animation.
Yeah.
Not to say that Sanji's part isn't really well animated too, but here the compositing takes a little bit of the spotlight, I think, in my opinion, because it's so nice and so pretty.
We should have watched this episode.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Are you kidding me?
That's so beautiful.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Okay, but listen, that you can see the outline and the shadow, and like that it's brighter here, then here's the direct drop shadow, and then you can see everything, like you can tell the volume. The fuck?
I love that texture.
The brush texture. There is a trend in animation that I really enjoy, and I cannot describe why. For example, One Piece's movie, the movie about the Baron, has the same quality to it of like being very flat yet still having shadows. Jujutsu Kaisen openings have the same feeling to me. This has that feeling. I really enjoy this kind of stylization, and I cannot tell you why.
This shot is insane. And he breaks out of the smoke, and it's so nice how it like clings to him. He's really like jumping out of it and like dragging it with, and that's really nice. Because you could just have him jump out of it and have the smoke stay, but it wouldn't feel as dynamic.
Yeah.
You know what I appreciate? The work on the shadows.
Yeah.
So many of them, like all of this is also
Details,
animated. Like
yeah.
someone had to draw those lines.
Oh god.
And it's crazy to me. Like, I don't know, One Piece used to be so flat,
Yeah.
and now you have all this.
It already takes a lot of time to do the outlines, but then to go in and do the same amount of work again.
Also, I just love the line in this. Like, there's so many like wrinkles and everything, and they're all like the same size. Like the brush doesn't get smaller on like the outside or the inside, and the detail lines are the same thickness as like the outlines. That's really cool. Like, that's hard.
Such a nice angle and so dynamic. I don't
Lovely
know.
cut in motion. We get hit by him and then we follow the fist. A lot of anticipation in his leg, and then from here to literally here in one frame.
Queen is so tall, and like this is so nice because like it's anticipation thing. Like he already hit and then boom, impact, and you can tell just from like the added effects and the background like moving. But the pose is essentially the same. Like, I mean, his arm comes in a little bit, but other than that, like, you can feel the impact.
Oh! He's like a lemon peel.
He got
He
destroyed.
got sliced.
I love how the light also disappears on him.
I think
You
that
wouldn't
was-
think about that, but like it adds something.
And this also is not just like a straight line of, oh, he's disappearing in the shadows. It follows the volume of the body too.
The line quality and the animation. It feels so real.
Yes.
You know his head is like up here and then it just goes down.
And then hanging time in the same pose so we can register it, and then
This is so elegant.
it's like ice skating, but
Yeah,
like in the
right?
air.
I was thinking about that.
This is so dynamic.
Oh my god, it's so pretty.
A chromatic aberration.
Yeah, and then the glow on him.
the texture is so nice. I
Beautiful.
enjoy those.
Wow!
Oh, again, that is so cool.
Oh, the
The
brush.
chromatic aberration and
He's the perfect example of leading with a body part and then having follow through with your other to gain as much power as you possibly can to hit. He rips his shoulder and upper body, like even his face stretches so that his leg follows as the last one.
The smear frame on Senji,
Yeah.
compared to the one we saw on Zoro, they're so much cleaner, you know?
Yeah.
It's where you see really like the difference in style.
And this is all within one episode.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Like,
this. I love this. Yes. This is so nice.
so lovely. It feels like,
Like
traditional
the
ink
lines.
brush.
The line quality is like off the charts. I love it. And then just the blue, not even other colors. Like
I
that
want-
is so gorgeous. I want
want-
this as a wallpaper.
I want their brush presets.
Yes.
I don't think they use TV paint, but you know.
I love that. Oh, it's so pretty.
Like the effect.
I can't. I'm speechless. It's so
It's
good.
so nice.
Thank you for reacting.
Thank you for
having us.